Yo, what's up, guys? Canada lose, unfortunately, 2-1 to Switzerland, and will be finishing second in Group B, guys. Ending their time in Canada for this World Cup for now, unfortunately. Really unfortunate loss today, guys, for Canada. A really missed opportunity, I feel, by Canada today. Had some great opportunities in this game today, to tie it up, maybe even try to win the game possibly. Missed opportunities as well, I thought, in the first game against Bosnia. Obviously, Canada had some defensive lapses in the second half in this first game, and ultimately it cost them to finish second in the group. In that first half, I think we can all agree, Canada was a little bit timid, a little bit flat, especially without Stefan Eustáquio not starting in this game, unfortunately, having some muscle tightness, so that was obviously a bit of a concern. So Schwamenier came into the game, and obviously missing Eustáquio, a leader in the team, obviously he's a little bit better than Schwamenier, so you knew Canada's level was obviously dropped a little bit. Kone wasn't playing today. Saliba came in and started for him after coming off the bench last game, scoring that free kick goal. I thought Saliba did a really good job in this game today, especially in this second half, guys, but unfortunately, Switzerland was controlling the game more, had a really good opportunity in the first half because Canada switched off defensively one time in that first half. Rambolo had a clear chance on goal, but I thought Crepeau did a good job coming out of his net there, making himself look big, making a great save there. And Canada, was able to get out of that situation, without giving up a goal there. But like I said, in that first half, a little bit timid, unfortunately, didn't have too many chances on goal. Had possession here and there, tried to break Switzerland defensively through their lines there. But unfortunately, Canada just did not do enough there, guys, in that first half there. And Switzerland had that one dangerous chance, I felt, in that first half. After the hydration break in the first half and even in the second half, I did feel Canada did wake up a little bit, started pressing a little bit, having some more chances, did get some corner kicks, had some more crosses on net there, but as we saw, not enough chances on net there. Larin didn't do enough, David didn't do enough, the midfield wasn't able to push up and pressure guys like Granit Xhaka, so you saw Canada sitting back a little bit, trying to defend a little bit more, not trying to give up a goal, because obviously we knew that a tie, or a win would get Canada to finish first in the group, staying in Vancouver to host a round of 32 games, so that Canada was a little bit timid in that first half, being a little bit more methodical and a little bit more careful, I felt, not trying to give up a goal like I just said. So, that second half, as it started, you give up a goal, like not even a minute in there. Cornelius is in no man's land. You saw Defugro push up, Alisson Johnson was there, and then you see Vargas wide open alone there. One of the worst guys to leave wide open, I feel, Vargas. He's one of Switzerland's better players, and unfortunately had enough time and space. Took a great shot on net there and unfortunately beats Crepeau to then make it 1-0 for the Swiss there. And I just knew right then and there that Switzerland was going to control the game a little bit more, try to get a second goal. And that's what we saw not too long after, And then unfortunately, once again, Canada sleeping again defensively there, And really unfortunate that, Jesse Marston put Bombito in the game, maybe just add another defender, go 5 at the back. He did say at the end of the game that he does regret that decision a little bit not to add in another defender. So it would have been nice to put Bombito in the game, solidify the defense there, try not to give up that goal there. Unfortunately, as we saw, they gave up 2 for God's sakes, but Crepeau's got to make that save, I feel. Cornelius and Defugro were a little bit all over the place there, and Crepeau didn't bail them out, unfortunately. I feel he really needs to make that save there, guys. They get that second goal, the Swiss, Canada's down 2-0, really unfortunate there. We saw Marsh make changes, bringing in Eustáquio, brought in Miller, brought in Oluwaseun, brought in Promise David, brought in Schaffelberg later into the game, and they made an impact as we saw, Saliba, I thought, was better in the second half, especially after a hydration break as well in the second half, where Canada started feeling, pushed the ball up a bit more, started to gain more confidence, and then as we saw Defugro put in that great ball to Saliba with the fantastic touch, puts in that ball to Promise David, who gets that great finish with his foot there, guys. And I've been saying it, Promise David, for me, is the second best striker other than Jonathan David, guys. I really like Promise David. If he didn't come off such a long injury layoff, I feel he should be starting up top with Jonathan David, guys. And even though Larin has done a great job, I feel he's more effective off the bench as a super sub, of course, guys. So really great job by David. Great touch by Saliba there. Great ball by Defugro, cutting it down to 2-1. Canada's confidence started to grow. I felt Eustáquio and Saliba did a great job controlling the midfield, getting to more 50-50 balls, starting to get the balls on the flank, start putting in more crosses. Oluwaseyi did some great runs as well. Alliston Johnson put in some good runs as well. Canada put in some good balls. But unfortunately, Cornelius had a few chances, couldn't get his head on a few balls. David had some chances. Promise David had some good chances. Jonathan David was a little bit too quiet in this game, for he really needed him to make more of an impact in this game today, and just wasn't enough an impact in this game today, I felt tonight, guys. But David, I thought, did a great job. Gustaka did a great job. Saliba did a great job. So those guys there made a great impact. Marsh did a great job with the substitutions, but Switzerland did a good job defensively, made some substitutions, was able to hang on and get the 2-1 result, guys. And Canada, unfortunately, squandered a great opportunity to host a round of 32 game, a squandered opportunity, squandered the chances against Bosnia as well, did a great job against Qatar, guys, but unfortunately, missed opportunities, falling asleep defensively in this game against the Swiss. Canada ultimately finished second in this group, and it's still a great result for Canada, guys, getting out of the group, first time ever in a World Cup. You're going to have to go to Los Angeles now, play the second place team in Group A, who I feel it's probably most likely going to be the Korean Republic, guys, or maybe Czech Republic possibly, but I think most likely will be Korea Republic, who's a really good team. They got some pacey players, got Heung-min Sung, as one of their best players, of course, guys. So, you got some really solid players on that team as well, but Canada did a really good job, battling in this game. They showed heart, showed fight till the very end, but, like I said, guys, couldn't get that final goal, couldn't get that final touch, really had some great chances. Subs were great. If they were just a little bit more, attentive, not as attentive in the first half, maybe pushed more, attacked a little bit more, not played so scared, and try to defend the game, and try and getting a tie, maybe getting a win instead, but really good job by Canada, solid job by Jesse Marsh in these group stage games, guys. Unfortunate that Canada's not hosting a round of 32 game, going to Los Angeles, like I just mentioned. Really good job in the group stages. Alphonso Davies didn't play any group stage games, so Marsh did say that Fonzie should be ready to go for the round of 32 game on Sunday at 3 o'clock. I really hope that Alphonso Davies could make an impact for Team Canada, guys. Most likely will come off the bench, I feel. Maybe Bombito comes off the bench as well. Missed him today as well. Canada defensively fell asleep a little bit, I feel, at the start of the second half there, guys. Really needed to be a little bit more attentive at the start of the second half. Lock it down defensively. Switzerland did a good job opening Canada up. They're finding a way to get those 2 goals there, guys. And they're the deserved winners of Group B. Of course, you knew that being a European side, they were going to have a little bit more talent than Canada. They showed it in the first half, showed it in spans in the second half, and they found a way to win it in the second half there, guys. But Canada, at times, showed that they can hang with some of the European teams, but just unfortunately, guys, could not bury their chances in the Bosnia game. The chances at Qatar were fantastic. Great win there against Qatar. First ever win in the World Cup there, guys, but unfortunately, really sucks that they missed this opportunity to win this game, win their first ever group in World Cup history for themselves. Hosting another game would have been great, but you had some guys that just weren't good enough. Guys like David, unfortunately, Strawinier wasn't good enough, unfortunately. Got a little bit overran in the midfield, of course. David didn't get a lot of service. Laren wasn't good enough. Looked like he was a little bit injured, holding his lower back a little bit at times. Really liked what I saw from David. Oluwaseyi had a good cameo. So did Eustachio. Hopefully he starts next game. We're really going to need him for the next game because it's going to be a lot tougher. Unfortunate that he did not start in this game. Maybe the outcome would have been a little bit different for Canada there, guys. I thought Buchanan did a good job. Unfortunately couldn't get past Rodriguez and get a few good crosses in there, but didn't do enough damage against Rodriguez. He held his own there, guys, but unfortunate result today for Canada, guys. Some missed opportunities, some chances that they wish they got back and, maybe defended better and wish they buried their chances when they had them. But still going on to the round of 32. Game is on Sunday against either Korea Republic or Czech Republic or South Africa, guys. So we'll see who they play on Sunday. All I know is that Canada are on to the round of 32 for the first time in their history, guys. Really good job by the boys. They battled well. Good job by Jesse Marsh. Obviously, you're missing guys like Davies and Kone. Unfortunately, guys, Bombito's not 100%. Neither's Promise David. So if you had these guys at 100%, Maybe the result could have been a little bit different. Maybe Canada does win this game, guys, but unfortunately, the result did not fall their way. We'll see what happens on Sunday, guys. We'll have your guys' thoughts and opinions on this game for Team Canada, guys. So go like this video, subscribe if you guys want to see more content. Go Canada, go as always, guys. See you guys on the next episode of Rack One Filtered. Ciao, guys.